Detachment 157 presents the drill of the squadron. In this video, we will demonstrate and describe the components that make up the drill of the squadron. The purpose of squadron drill is to control 2 or more flights simultaneously under one commander. Please refer to the Air Force Drill and Ceremonies Manual for additional guidance. Within the squadron, the flights will be in line. There will be a 3-pace interval between flights, measured from the guidon bearer to the last cadet in the adjacent flight. Each flight commander will position themselves 3 paces away from the first element of their flights. The squadron commander will be positioned 9 paces from the first element of the flights, or 6 paces from each flight commander. The deputy squadron commander will stand 1 pace, both in front of and to the right of the squadron commander. The squadron commander will be centered among all flights in the squadron, and the flight commanders will be centered on their respective flight. When giving commands, each flight commander will echo the squadron commander's preparatory command prior to the command of execution. Note: the only preparatory commands that are not echoed are the command squadron and other certain commands when marching, which will be explained in depth at a later time. The squadron commander will begin to form the squadron, starting with the preparatory command squadron. Each flight commander will give the preparatory command flight. Flight! The squadron commander will then call the squadron to attention. At this time, the deputy squadron commander will call report to receive the accountability of the flights. Report! The flight commanders will render a salute and report their flight's accountability. The proper verbiage for flight commanders when reporting accountability is Sir or Ma'am, blank flight, all present or accounted for.
Sir, Alpha flight, all present or accounted for.
Sir, Bravo flight, all present or accounted for.
After every flight in the squadron has reported their accountability, the deputy squadron commander will render a salute and report the squadron's accountability to the squadron commander. The proper verbiage for the deputy squadron commander when reporting accountability is Sir or Ma'am, blank squadron, all present or accounted for.
Ma'am, squadron, all present or accounted for.
Before marching the squadron commanders must post all key personnel. The only formation this can be accomplished in is column formation. Prior to marching, the squadron commander will give the preparatory command, right, where at this time, the flight commanders will subsequently echo, right, followed by the squadron commander's command of execution, face. Upon hearing the command of execution, all members of the squadron will execute a right face and be put into column formation. At this time, the squadron commander will post the deputy squadron commander and the flight commanders into the flights. This is done by calling the commands flight commanders, post, and deputy squadron commander, post.
Flight commander, post! Deputy squadron commander, post!
The flight commanders will position themselves 1 pace in front of the first element of their flights. The deputy squadron commander will position him or herself 1 pace behind the last cadet in the first element of the last flight. All key personnel have now been posted. Especially while marching, it is the squadron commander's responsibility to ensure the safety of each and every cadet in the squadron. When squadron marching, the squadron commander initiates all commands. Upon hearing the preparatory command, the flight commanders will either repeat or call their respective preparatory or supplementary commands. The squadron commander will begin marching by calling forward, while waiting for the flight commanders to echo forward, before calling the command of execution, march. As soon as the command of execution, march, is heard among the squadron, each flight will begin marching in unison. The squadron commander may choose to either call cadence for the entire squadron or delegate this responsibility to the flight commanders. In order to have the flight commanders call cadence, the squadron commander will call the command initiate rolling cadence.
Initiate rolling cadence!
Beginning with the flight in the front, each flight commander will turn their head 45 degrees to the right to call cadence for the entire squadron in sequence until the squadron commander chooses to call the command, suspend, rolling, cadence. When calling column movements for the squadron commander will begin with the preparatory command, column right or left. The flight commander of the flight in the front of the squadron will turn his or her head 45 degrees to the right or left and echo, column right or left. Each succeeding flight commander behind the frontmost flight will turn their head 45 degrees to the right or left and call the supplementary command, continue the march.
Continue the march.
Among the squadron, each flight commander will call the respective preparatory and supplementary commands simultaneously upon hearing the squadron commander's preparatory command. Once the squadron commander calls the command of execution, march, the first rank of the frontmost flight will execute the column movement. In order to halt the squadron commander will call the preparatory command, squadron, awaiting each flight commander to call the supplementary command, flight, before calling the command of execution, halt. To return the squadron back into line formation, the squadron commander will post all key personnel and call a left face. This is done in the same manner as before while preparing to march.
Flight commander, halt! Deputy squadron commander, halt!
Alpha flight all present are accounted for.
Sir, ground flight all present are accounted for. Yeah, all present are accounted for.
Right! Fight! Flight commander, halt! Deputy squadron commander, halt! Forward! Forward! Halt! Up, down, straight, mark! Up, down, straight, mark! Initiate! Rolling! Cannon! Up, down, straight, mark! Up, down, straight, mark!
Up, down, straight, mark. Up, down, straight, mark.
Up, down, straight, mark! Up, down, straight, mark!
Up, down, straight, mark. Up, down, straight, mark.
Dispatch! Rolling! Cannon! Onward! Halt! Forward! Halt! Onward! Halt! Forward! Halt! Up, down, straight, mark! Up, down, straight, mark! Order! Halt! Cover! My commander, halt! Deputy squadron commander, halt! Left! Left! Hey!
This concludes the drill of the squadron. For further clarification, refer to the Air Force Drill and Ceremonies Manual. Thank you.